Guttzy. Pull out the bomb. Y'all ain't Guttzy. Y'all ain't Guttzy. Y'all ain't Guttzy. Pull out the bomb.
She had the back and forth with Ack.
Yeah.
Academics. And then after that, it like Ack was going hard. Like every time he was on stream, yo, that bum bird, yo, you know who's not gonna make it in the industry? Chromas. Like he was just going hard at her. So I felt like take a step back, fam, because like it's one thing getting dissed from Toronto and shit like that. It's another thing when you got the American side and like a strong side with Ack. But she went go. She came out with a song with Young Leaks, Blade, Dredo. People, you know, it.
What? was that a sound effect?
No, that's
What,
the song.
Dredo? No, that's the song. Baby, Dredo.
Oh, I thought I heard something about her. Dredo.
Oh, no. But yeah, I don't know. For her, I don't know what she's got to do at this point because doing this stuff with Adam, people look at her differently. People want her to write or get a writer, and she chooses not to. I don't know what she's got to do right now, fam. She's got a bag, though, so I don't really think she cares either.
I know, but I feel like there's more sustainable bags than like the fun bags. But yo, anyways. But I mean, sex sells. I ain't trying to judge nobody. Everybody gets their shit their own way, you know.
Hold
like,
on.
I just feel like there's like better ways to monetize that shit.
This is what we need back. Your latest shit. Oh yeah, you can see it right here.
I thought she was like a video girl in the beginning. No disrespect. I was just like, bro, why is Chroma's? Oh boy,
She looks good though.
I guess there's nothing you can say without sounding like you're hating a little bit, but I don't know, bro. I mean, yeah, no, I mean, hey, listen, whatever. Bro.
I mean, why can't we have an opinion though? I guess yeah, you're right because the opinion is you're hating, but it's like everybody knows I don't hate Chromas. Like that's my homie. She's one of the people that gave me an interview when she didn't have to, and I was on the come up. That's why I always rate her.
Yeah.
She's always rep me. So
I feel like hating is more defined as like uncalled for statements, simply out of like malice or like disgust at somebody else's success, or like you're only saying that because like you're mad at like what their success is, and like you're not even really feeling that way. Whereas like making observances that people are not really like don't really like to hear. That's just like that just is what it is.
What do you think, Friday? Is it hate?
It's kind of hard to call it when it comes to Chromas because there is hate because some people are just like they just don't like her no matter what, even if she's doing something good. And then sometimes the stuff is just not that dope, right?
Yeah.
So if people have their opinion, they're like, yo, I don't like it. You could just not like it. Doesn't mean you're a fucking hater.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's like Debbie a lot though. Like people will
R.I.P.
use it for their purposes, and then like as soon as they have no purpose for it, then all of a sudden they're like whatever.
Yeah. Facts.
You know,
R.I.P.
Debbie.
Yeah,
bro.
R.I.P. Debbie. Big up Chromas, Young Leaks. You know
Mental
what I'm
health's
saying?
a real thing, man.
Facts. People get checked up, bro. Go talk to somebody. Go to a therapist. Yeah, that shit is real. Especially the man them.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, like, so I do legal stuff too, which we'll get into. But one of the things I make sure I always tell most people I work with is there's things that we can do to put you in a better position to like not find yourself in that situation again. Even if you're not guilty of it, there's ways we can make sure that your not guilty behavior is better rewarded. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, by positioning you in places and thinking spaces that like are better preparing
Very
you
true.
for like success and like longevity, you know? So like mental health is a big part of that because a lot of guys deal with post-traumatic stress. I grew up seeing a lot of crazy shit. You can swear, right?
Yeah.
I grew up like seeing a lot of crazy shit. My dad was a little bit of a hothead, and we grew up in like Mornell Court and Markham and Lawrence, and also in the West End and like, you know, like so many places I live, bro. It's crazy. You know when you're a light skinned kid and you live everywhere in the city. when you're a half breed, you live everywhere in the city. But
Did you have hair too at that time? Back in the day, did you have hair too?
Me, not all this.
Oh, okay. You never know. If I show you my hairline, I still got the two. You know what I'm saying?
I had an afro at some point, but no, the hairline started going like real quick. Like if y'all don't know what he's talking about, it's no joke.
But did you talk about like your like the trauma and stuff growing up? Did you ever like go to like therapy or talk to anybody, like your homies, a family member?
So like, luckily, and this isn't something that I would advise, but luckily I was like. I'm very introspective. Like I can remove myself from myself and think about things I've done and seen and think about them honestly, right? And so like a lot of the times I learn lessons within myself that I don't have to to seek other people's conversation for. But not everybody has that skill set or is born with that possibility. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't realize that like just a conversation can open up a lot of, you know, just open your eyes up to a possibility of not having that malice or hatred in your heart.
Facts.
Like, look, the shit that we grew up and come up in and that I wrote about and stuff in the film, there's a lot of trauma behind that stuff. You know what I'm saying? People are losing their sons and their daughters and their boyfriends and their girlfriends and their cousins, and it goes on and on and on. Somebody's always
fathers,
right? Somebody's always somebody to somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like we don't realize the amount of trauma that comes with that. So in our community, passing the buck and not addressing our mental health is seen as like a way of being a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's how you're real. Is if you ain't got no problems, ain't nothing stopping you, you know what I'm saying? And then you go home at night and you have a little shake in your hand, you don't know why, or you can't go to bed. You need like 4 or 5 blunts to fall asleep. You need like eight different types of pills to even go outside. You don't even know why. You think it's because you want to be cool and that's how you feel like wavy. Nah, bro, it's because you have no security within yourself, and like that shit is replacing it, and it's giving you a false sense of security. That's why you can't go nowhere, be nothing without it. And that's the problem we have in our community because mans don't want to address it.
You talking to things right now, fam. Holy.
Early jewelry.
Early jewels right here with Mr. GotBeats, if you guys didn't know. But this is 6 Views Uncut, episode 81. We got GotBeats in here. Friday Ricky Dred's here. It's your boy Guttzy. Let's get into some tunes. Run that Moolah song for me. Because
Moolah is a crazy artist, bro. I don't care what nobody says, bro.
Moolah audience, but you know.
Audience is the craziest. Like, bro, this man came out a whole, like, just way of saying something.
Have you heard this one? It's your birthday.
Out here deep on my own strap on deep end. My new bitch had to come with long hair. My old bitch really don't belong.
I don't know how we're gonna stay focused with that picture. Yo,
and your number one mom pen.
Question, because we have this thing here, right? Where like every time we play Biggie music or shit, nowadays, I think it was Jay, but would Biggie get canceled, fam? If Biggie was around nowadays?
This man said, I would bang your children in their posteriors and throw them over an entire bridge.
I said that's the line I said the other day.
This guy said, I would have intercourse with your father. No, what did he say? I would, what did he say? Something.
You look so good, I would suck on your daddy dick.
See, that's crazy. I wouldn't even
Fam.
That's even hearing it again. Right now, I'm just like, whoa.
Biggie wouldn't make it in this era. I don't think he would have made it, fam. Niggas would have been like, yo, what the fuck is this? Fire. That's how you fire, yo. Fire upon that.
And I'm robbing bitches too, down to herringbones and bamboos. I wouldn't give a fuck if you're pregnant. You need a baby ring and a number 1 mom pendant.
I'm robbing like Shaquille. Shit is real. When it's time to eat a meal, I rob and steal. Cause Mom Duke sank.
Yo.
For the bread and butter.
Fuck, bro.
Yo, trust me, bro. This guy, I was listening to a song the other day. Just funny you said that, and I was just like, bro, I had to change this. Like, bro, this is. Pause.
Imagine you being an engineer and you're just hearing this shit and you're like, yo, bro, I don't know if this is gonna ride, fam. Like, I don't know if Puff is gonna allow this shit, B. You saying some real wild shit, bro.
Yo, back then, man's like Tupacs were taking pictures in the shower with jewels on their private parts and shit. So it was a different time for like, as far as like security and mans and shit, bro. Cause that couldn't go on nowadays. Well, it does. What am I talking about? Yeah. Young Thug goes on the cover of
but they say he's fire though. Everything that Young Thug does is fire.
The joke is they say he's fire, but like everybody also says he's a shooter, and like, you know what I'm saying?
He is.
That's the joke. Like,
he is.
The lines have been completely destroyed. Like that whole like this is how you have to act to be taken seriously is gone. You feel me? Like, man's just like, as long as you are serious, mans will pick up on that. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's crazy. That's crazy. But yo, really quick, this is 6 Views Uncut, episode 81. It's your boy Gutsy Guts. Make sure you like, comment, make sure to subscribe. If you don't subscribe, helps us get recommended and all that good stuff out there. Like I said, a special guest today, Mr. GotBeats. You know what I'm saying? Writer, producer, activist, soon to be lawyer. Can we say this?
It's paralegal, bro. I ain't no damn lawyer, bro.
Oh, no, sorry.
Hey, you never know.
No. We putting it out there because you're doing big things, man.
You never know.
You know, you've seen him on Push if you've been paying attention. He's also had his own YouTube show. We gonna get into all that stuff. Really quick, you have any shout outs?
Yo, shout out everybody. Shout out Jones.
Hey, Jonesy.
That's the guy who
Was
started
that
all this stuff.
416 and Friends?
Yeah, friends. 416 and friends. Follow them up. Those guys are doing great music right now. Shout out Nem. You know what I'm saying? For like
Alumni on both sides.
All right. Shout out all my people. You know what I'm saying? Shout out you guys for having me down.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Friday.
Big salute to everybody out there in Montreal as well as Toronto. You know what I'm saying? Big salute to the people at Long McQuaid. Always holding me down. You know what I'm saying? And Henry's, you know what I'm saying? I'm on my technical store run today, you know what I'm saying? Got the new cameras, the Sony A6600.
I know, I see you got that little piece there. I never seen that piece before. Yeah, I'm saying okay.
Little upgrade, so that makes me happy. That's all I got.
I seen you did a little interview, a couple of interviews this week, eh? I was gone, by the way, guys, if you didn't know. I was out of town. Fuck this place.
Yeah. Oh, salute to Nice World. I went over to Nice World, did a quick interview with them mans over there, mans like Clips and Brandon, as well as who's the other place? Bugs.
Who's the other place?
Bugs.
Shout out Bugsy, man. You and Bugs had a good conversation there. We might get into that later, but yeah, man. Make sure you guys go subscribe, like, go watch all those, share those videos, repost them, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell your boss. Shout out all the listeners out there. Who we got? The Cubicle Gang. You know, this will be the Monday morning gang that'll be listening. My UPS drivers, my Sprinter drivers out there, everybody out there listening. Make sure you go tap into last week's episode, episode 80 with Blamo. You know, he gave us a dope-ass episode, gave us a dope-ass freestyle. Also, big up everybody on the team, man. Gucci, Binga, Raheel, Empress. I see we got Las Vegas. I don't know if he's here 100%, but you know what I'm saying? Big up Las Vegas.
Yeah, salute to Vegas, yo.
Yeah, I'm saying. Hold on, really quick before. I know you're here, but I just got to get into something because I haven't seen Friday in a while. How was that when Bugs in Las Vegas clicked? Because this is because behind the scenes, we don't want to talk about the first one. Because there was a second time when Las Vegas and somebody clicked up, as you seen here.
Oh,
but I don't want to talk about that. We'll leave that for them. But when Book seen Vegas, I know, because I told you, they know each other, you know.
They know each other well.
Yes, fam.
Las Vegas, for people who don't know, he's a legendary engineer out here. He actually...
I thought you were talking about the place the whole time.
No. He engineered Black
DJ,
Challenger.
DJ. Yeah, DJ Las Vegas.
Yeah, DJ Las Vegas. He did Black Challenger, and he actually did Organization.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. When we were doing the interview, he's like, Vegas recorded, and he pointed right at him. I
that.
actually told Bugs ahead of time. Because I know that these guys knew each other. I just wanted to make sure everything was kosher. I didn't want him to walk into the place and be like, what the fuck you doing here? And equipment start flying, furniture moving. Like, nah, we ain't doing that.
All right.
Would have
So
been great
it was
TV, but...
Oh, right? That would have been amazing.
if I got it on camera. Right? But yeah, it was no problem.
Aw, man. Shout out Boog. Make sure you guys go tap into that interview. But the interview we got here today, man.
Yo, based on your shout-outs, you have more friends than me, bro. Holy
You think
smokes,
so?
Bro. That was
just like
these
you,
guys
man.
like, yo, shout out Jesus Christ. Shout out the
Right?
Creator,
Shout out my mama.
Shout out Mary Magdalene. Shout them all out.
Yeah, shout out everybody, yo. We got a lot of shout outs. But GotBeats, man. How you been, bro? How's your 2020 going? It's your birthday.
Great. Yeah, it's going great, bro. I'm just, I'm an old man now. I'm 36.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's why the hairline's this way, asshole.
80s baby.
80s baby. That's the best time to be alive, bro. The precipice. Old enough to remember before the internet, but like young enough to like appreciate the internet for what it is, But yeah, it's been going great, bro. It is where it is. The restrictions are dying down. That's always good.
Facts. How has birthdays changed for you? Because obviously, just like you said, restrictions have changed. The last 2 years, we've been under lockdown and shit. Whatever your birthday's been under lockdown compared to how birthday's been maybe when you were younger. Were you more a turn-up guy or more get a couple of friends, do something small?
Yeah. See, the joke is, I've never been one to celebrate my birthday. But when I was doing music, it was a great way to have people support you and also something you're doing. Because it's your birthday, so you throw an event, or you throw a jam or whatever, or you link up with a club, and you get it done, right? So I used to love to celebrate my birthday, to answer your question. So before the pandemic, I'd be in the club, or I'd have a whole section or an entire club, like GotBeats versus the Six, for instance.
Okay.
Or Got Booties 1, 2, or 3.
Jeez.
But yeah, or not. So then during the pandemic, obviously, I just chilled out with my girl. We just watched movies and. Do what you do with your girl and whatever.
Netflix and chill with wifey.
Yeah, and and that's it. It was a good time.
Oh, man, that's good. So, You said you were born in the East?
Nah, I was born in North York.
Okay.
Lived out in the West, and then like my dad lived out in the East, so I was constantly back and forth.
Okay. Which one were you in more?
I was more like in North York for the longest period of time, and then I was also at like Albion, Weston Albion, Armel Court, Roundtree for a little bit. You know, like the West End for a little bit, and then also, but mostly North York by like Downsview Station.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you know about that.
No.
Like
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, down there, you know, it's a nice, quiet neighborhood.
How was it growing up for you? Because you were, did you do music all the time? Like, were you rapping, producing?
Since I was like 13, 14, me and my cousin Jones.
Don't.
And a few of our friends, we used to like do what we could to, you know, like to, because first of all, Jones's pops is Trinity Chris.
Say a word.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so that's big.
Yeah, right. And then my cousin and Jones's cousin is Rochester Juice.
Jesus Christ. 6 Views and We Love Hip Hop alumni.
Yeah, right.
Musical family.
Right, yeah. So like we had that to like to see, right? And we were always musically inclined ourselves. So like Jones, for instance, would like buy an album and like the Fugees, for instance, and like the next day would know front to back, word for word. And I'd still be trying to remember the chorus, bro, the hook, you know what I'm saying? And like this guy'd be like, yo, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, bro, one day I was like, yo, I love making beats because I was beatboxing at the time. I was like, and you rap like a crazy motherfucker, like,
Team up.
let's do something, yeah, right? So we worked out, and then since like 13, 14, 15, all the whole time. And then the thing about music, though, is it really stops you from multitasking your life, right? Because everything is all in all the time, right? Like the next big thing could happen just around the corner. This goes for new artists nowadays too. You should really pay attention to this part.
Give me 1 second. Hold the thought.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah. So basically, like when you're doing music, you put your life on hold in a lot of ways, right? Because the next big thing could happen. The next big, you know, oh, if I get on this on phone nowadays, so if I get on this playlist or if I get on this podcast, it's over for me. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? And there's not realizing that's not really how it works. And also, like sometimes when that doesn't work out, you've wasted 4 or 5 months of your life just waiting for that moment, not doing anything else in that 4 or 5 months in your life. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that or hope for things, but there's other things you could be doing to ensure shit, right? Like one of the things I always say is hope. Hope dies where making sure begins. Like you can stop hoping for some certain shit when you make sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, you could hope all you want you're gonna do well on the test. You could also make sure you're gonna do well on the test, you know, by being well prepared.
Yeah.
You could hope you can, you know, make it home. Oh, sorry.
Sure.
Make it home okay after the club. But you could also make sure you can make it home after. Don't be drinking, getting all crazy and shit, right? So my point being is you could do 2 things at once. And that's one thing I had to learn the hard way. But thankfully I did because I got to like do law and now I teach, you know what I'm saying? And do movies with them and the beautiful cast of Push.
Proper.
You know, and all that comes with like accepting the fact that you can have other interests other than just what you're passionate about. And it doesn't mean that what you're passionate about is any less passionate. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what people feel like. If I do something else, people won't think I'm serious about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro,
that's true.
But like, bro, get a job and fund your dream, bro. Stop worrying. Like look at Friday, for instance. He just, shout out Long McQuaid. There's a reason for that, bro. It's a perfect example. There's a reason for that.
Yep.
Long McQuaid, for instance, shout out Long McQuaid for me too, because when I was 15 years old, they gave this 15-year-old a credit run to get all the studio shit that I needed to start my career because they were like, the guy I was talking to,
he was free game, guys.
Right, bro. He was into what I was saying. He's like, bro, you know what? I can do this for you. Bah, 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 bah. And he's all of a sudden I had this chord, I had that. He's teaching me this. Yo, Long McQuaid is a
break down that credit run, please, because that credit run, that shit be good, baby. That shit be good.
Bro, that shit changed my life, bro. Like we went from recording on like tape. I swear to God, like pressing play and record on old answer machine tapes and handheld shit. Because back then phones weren't what they were nowadays. I'm dating myself, but I don't give a fuck, right? Nowadays you could record a whole album on your phone, bro.
Yeah.
You get the right attachment. But anyways, Long McQuaid for the people that are still like to do it in a certain way, really does is an infinite resource, bro. Like for knowledge, for like what you need, like I said for Friday today, this guy went and I'm sure he got exactly what he needed, like mic stand, boom. But they have everything, bro. So like utilizing everything around you and not stopping your life will allow you to be successful. I don't know why I went on this massive
nah.
tangent,
They need to hear that. They need to hear that. But Trinity Chris,
yeah.
That one was a freaking, because he's a Toronto legend, bro.
Yes.
Like, were
Ponds
you guys in the studio with him too? I would assume. Like, how is it seeing him and his rise and as a family member and just watching him?
Yeah, when he was rising the first time, we were kids. Like I was like 11, 12. My cousin was like 9, 10. So like we weren't like, he was on some real shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like we weren't he didn't want us like around that because certain mans were around that. It was a real tight ship around there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So he went away for a little bit out in Atlanta with Akon actually. And so when he came back, it was different now because now we were doing music too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so then we started going to like the studio with him and like shows. One of my favorite memories of my life was like I was 17. This guy he took us to a show downtown. And then we went to this to our cousin Sonia's bottle party, and it was all Cristal, Moet. Like,
the man said, Crystal, dating yourself again.
That's what I'm saying. Like back then, it was
Not
important,
Moet,
right? Back then, it was like whatever mans are drinking these days, like that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? It was just like all over, and you're like 17. You know what I'm saying? And smoking and drinking, and all these girls, and I was like at that moment, I was like, I'm doing this. Like,
Right? Like,
this is my life, you know. But then it was also like. It was like the first hit of crack. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it was like.
It's like the early days of clout.
Yeah. The clout, but in the sense, because of the feeling that the high it gets you. Yeah. But more like the addictive. Yeah. So like clout. Yeah.
It's
exactly.
clout. It was the early days. We just call it something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely felt like I was somebody that moment. And I was like, I want to be somebody forever now. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened, you know? And
so also, you obviously said you're producing. Talk to us about some of the artists that you've produced.
So I predominantly produced for like Jones, but I did whole albums with Church Chisel. Shout out Church.
Yeah.
One of the greatest artists in Toronto history. Everybody should go check that guy out. This guy can rap.
That's how you feel, eh?
Bro, he was one of the only people retired on the short-lived
Yes.
Much
Rap
Music
City.
Rap City, hosted by T-Rex there. Tyrone, shout out.
T-Rex.
Shout out to
Forward. We won't smoke on the podcast if you come, fam. I won't smoke if you forward. I don't know about Friday.
No, we won't smoke.
Yeah, he's healthy now, right? He's on a healthy tip.
Yeah, I don't know, but fuck. I know, for his image, I don't,
Weed's legal, bro. You're not out here freaking selling heroin.
You know how the network people
Yeah,
be
it's true.
behind the scenes. Forward.
Yeah, but what were we talking about? Yeah.
But artists that you produce with.
Yeah, so the Church, obviously my uncle, Trinity Chris. Funny enough, Mula and Pyrex, I recorded one of their very first tracks like that they ever laid.
Yeah?
It was with Church Chisel called Young Boys.
You're in the studio with that?
They came to my studio.
Okay.
Yeah, they came. It was dope.
How is that being with a young, early Mula? Like, did you see how he is now? Did you see that in him?
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Not even just the music, but just
They were both little savages from the moment I met them. They were very confident but like respectful because they came to learn and they wanted, and like Church was giving them an opportunity because at the time Church was like popping.
he was the guy.
He had that City on My Fitted track that just popped and like
Okay.
that was funded by Much Music and it was huge and he shot on the TTC and it was dope, right? It was running on Much Music and shit. So he was putting them on in a certain sense of like giving them an opportunity to like feel this real shit, like in this music shit for real. And so it was dope, man. They were very humble but like ready to work. And Mula, I would say that he's a lot more confident now than he was back then because he was a kid. He probably like 16 at the time. But like now, Mula, like I love that guy's music, bro.
Yeah, he's dope. He's dope.
This guy said audience. That's it, bro. That's it. Just figure it out.
How could you say that I'm not? Good. Yeah, he's
Good enough.
He's in his bag right now. Like he's found himself.
Yeah.
I feel like as artists, sometimes these guys just make music and they're not really trying to better themselves just as musicians.
Yep.
And I think as a musician and just as a character, like not saying like he's like a character itself, but like he is a character because he came out here with the wig and shit like that. Like he's just found something that's entertaining for Toronto, and I feel like that's what Toronto's missing because too many times, just what we were talking about, everybody's too tough. Everybody's grimy.
Yeah.
Nobody takes that music shit serious.
Yeah.
We're going to the music shit too.
Yeah.
Who would you want to produce for now? For like the newer artists that you see coming out of Toronto? Would you want to like be like, you know what? Like I wouldn't mind just taking you under my wing, giving you some beats, just
Well, not even like I feel you. Not even on my wing though, but I feel you.
yeah, just work with in general.
Like yo, the Crook is a really good artist.
Shout out the Crook. He just came out with a fire track.
Yeah, really, yo, trust me, Mula, I would love to connect back with. You know, like besides that, like a lot of Toronto artists is really sounding similar. So like, I come from a time where I like rap. You know, I like mans to be able to hit the
Switch
bars.
it up, bars.
Yeah. So those are the guys that I would really wanna mess with.
You feel like,
I'm trying to think
in
this-
your opinion, Toronto's lacking creativity musically?
I wouldn't even say that because there's a lot of music and there's a lot of music that I'm just not privy to, that I'm just not aware of. You know what I'm saying? So like my critique is my critique alone. I'm not saying this is how it is for the whole city, but I'm sure that, Toronto's so creative, bro. I think that it's just what gets popularized is definitely going to be what's also heard in the States. So people don't realize they're like, oh, mans are trying to sound like from the States, but it's like, no, that's what you look for. That's what you press play on. And
Exactly.
but there's a whole other catalog of artists who don't sound like that. Who sound like Toronto mans or who sound like this or whatever. And so it's like I said, so yeah, I don't think it's about a lack of creativity. I think it's about a lack of exposure for the right music, right? Because, Six Buzz and other platforms, they promote music that obviously is going to garner attention, right? And sometimes that's op music for obvious reasons, because they can point to a specific situation tongue-in-cheekly without directly saying like, oh, this is that op track, guys. You know, they'd be like, who do you think he's talking about? Eyeball. Like, bro, obviously, bro. Like, but that's also a problem, right? Like, so like, oops, sorry, that's my phone.
Oh, okay. I thought it was me.
So
It's all right. Don't worry. We
man's
on
birthday. So yeah, bro. So it's not even about creativity. It's more just about like exposure and yeah, and yeah. And but there's a couple other names I'm trying to think of. That's why I'm like over here, like I'm in an eye in my like my expression.
If any, don't worry. If any of them pop up after
That 333 Zilla guy.
yeah, he's dope. He also he shoots videos too.
Yeah.
But he's dope rapper. Like he's super.
Who
dope.
shot the video where there was horses and stuff? What was that guy's name, bro? I was on the show.
NF Portion.
NFT Portion or
Yeah,
NF Portion.
Portion.
NFT Portion.
Yeah. NFT. NFT Portion.
Bro,
Portion's got an NFT coming.
Trust me, it's dropping just now. The NF Portion NFT.
You're talking about platforms. One of the platforms that you were working with, straight out of 6.
Yeah.
High as fuck reviews. How is it doing that show? You and Jonesy doing a show / podcast. You know what I'm saying? Reviewing music, just giving your vibes. How was that doing that season?
Yeah, it was good. We did this one season. It was dope. It's a lot of work when you're the one producing it and shit. So I was doing a lot of other stuff, so it became a lot of work.
You were editing it behind the scenes and shit?
I edited all of it.
Oh
yeah.
my God. So you know how it is,
Oh
bro.
my God, bro.
Bro,
So much footage.
The first, 50, 60 something episodes. Well, Friday filmed it, but like it was the same shit. We filmed, send me the file. I got to fucking edit and put in all the clips. I'm like, this shit. But
I couldn't even be bothered, bro. It was just like, I was like, bro, at first I was all excited and like into it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like schoolwork when you're a kid. Like the first day of school, you got your pencils, you got your pencil case.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm going to kill this year, bro. I got my binders.
What?
Day 2, you're like, bro, I'm not taking this shit home, bro. You're crazy. Bro. I'm not doing this tonight, bro. I got to play my, whatever. For me, I got to play Zelda, bro. I'm busy, bro.
Bro, I'm behind the scenes. It took me, for the first episode that we shot, Big Up Sav, it maybe took me like 2 weeks just to get the file to Friday. Yo,
Yeah, that's
it
stressful.
maybe took like realistically, we shot the shit in like March. It probably came out in like April.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yo, it was a hard time figuring that out. The audio, the first couple of episodes was trash. Like, yo, it was when you really take this shit serious, you find out like it ain't no
Yeah.
game, fam.
Like I had a mixer that made the sound so my voice would come left and Joan's voice would come right, and people would be like, "Oh, that's a really cool effect," and I'd be like, "Yeah, that's what that was. It was an effect, bro. Yeah, I wanted everybody to you know."
Shit, bro.
Some people be like, "Bro, I can't hear you when I have one headphone." I don't know. That's crazy. Yeah.
So what's advice you could give to somebody starting a show, any kind of show?
Do your research, bro. Like, and reach out to people who've done it. You know, like I reached out to Friday and he gave me some really dope advice. You know, very humbly, like, just always like and observe. You know, like any other business. You know what I'm saying? Get into anything else. Like your best bet is to always observe, figure out what's already out there. You know what I'm saying? See it, become familiar with it, study it. You know, it's like, you know, if you want to become a lawyer, for instance, you do the bar exam and you have to study for it. If you want to become a doctor, you do the medical shit and you study for it.
Fact.
Anything, bro. And like people think you can just get behind a mic and talk. And you guys could tell them firsthand that's not what it is, bro. That's what it is in your head.
Yep.
You know, it's like when you want to be a rapper. I'm just gonna go and rap. Like, that's what it is in your head, bro.
Yeah,
rapping's 20% of just business, bro.
Facts. Super facts.
Do a track and then you have 80% of the real work to do, bro.
Yep. Now, from the highest fuck reviews, I know most of people have seen you on Push. One of the best web series that we've seen has come out. I can't even call it a web series. What is it? Because Nem always gets at me when I call it. What is Push? Is it a movie? Is it a series? Is it what would you call it?
Short film series.
Short film series.
Yeah, it was supposed to be one movie, and the popularity of it made it break out to more. Like for instance, like I wrote, so like basically me and them beforehand, we did this movie called Green Stuff.
Okay.
Right? It was a comedy. Minty Burns.
Shout out Minty.
Shout out the garbage truck.
Right? Hating right now.
But yeah, it was Minty Burns, Baby Grimes, Tommy Spitz, myself.
When did this come out?
It never came out.
Oh, I was about to say, like, yeah. I'm like, hold on. When the fuck did this happen?
So I wrote it because me and them wanted to do a short film because we worked together before, and Nem's always wanted to do a short film. You know what I'm saying? And I've always wrote, and I thought to myself, like, bro, Nem's a perfect person to work with. He's very like, Nem's very like easy to work with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we shot it. This guy cut it up, sent it to me, and I was like, bro, we can't release that. It's not, you know.
Why could you not release it to the
because public? Like, you know, when you have like it's just what I said about the podcast. You know, when you think you can just do it, and you don't really you're not thinking about all the little nuances. Like that's what it was. So it's like all the things that made it like Push what it is, for instance, were nowhere near in Green Stuff. Like, and as a comedy, it stands out even harder because it's got to hit. The jokes are got to hit. You know what I'm saying? A comedy is all about timing and you know what I'm saying. And if the time is off, you know, it's not a comedy no more.
So is Green Stuff still there?
You have to ask them about that, man.
Because I would love to still see it. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see it. I don't know other people them, but
it's a topsy-turvy weed day. It's a bunch of stoners. It's just, but that was the first thing we did, right? And then I always wanted to work with him again. And then he wanted to do a short film. So I called him one day. I was like, bro, let's do something. And he's like, all right, let's do it. And I was like, yo, you know what would be dope if we did like a Set It Off meets The Wire. You know what I'm saying? Where we had like a female-driven, you know what I'm saying, thing, but it happens by happy. Like Set It Off is like 4 girls who weren't in the shit.
Yeah.
And they all somehow met and had to come into the shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I wanted to do with Push in the story sense, was like create a narrative where like this normal girl who's halfway in the shit, she has a man, he's in the shit, gets thrown into this, and like what happens and like how would that evolve, and how would a woman, you know, like thrive in a man's world, especially in the streets, bro. That's a man's world. And not to use like those terms for nowadays. I'm just saying like this movie, if you think about it, bro, this movie that Nem and myself created is like a real like growth story for a woman. Like she started off as like just a guy's sidekick girl. You know what I'm saying? And then she had PTSD, she was emotional, and little by little she found herself in this, you know, world. And then by the end, she's walking to the end. No spoiler alert, she's walking to the end of the table. All her ops are gone. She's the boss, you know what I'm saying? And she's like fully herself. And like,
I mean, we should have spoilers alert because y'all motherfuckers, if you haven't seen it yet, you know what I'm saying, there's a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Go watch that, right? But yeah, so it was really dope to do a story that's like everybody does a street story, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I wanted to do a little different, you know what I'm saying? And the best part was I wanted Toronto to be the backdrop. I didn't want it to be about Toronto. I wanted Toronto to be like just in the background, so you knew it was Toronto, because of the way it was. But it wasn't like set to be like a Toronto show. It was just a dope story told in Toronto.
Because like just like you said is perfect, because the characters in it, like you have a Bizz, the Baby Grimes, you have certain characters that were in Toronto, but then you have the guy flying out from Jamaica and certain
Yeah.
shit. Like, it didn't feel like it was solely just a Toronto show. It was just a dope story told in Toronto per se, and you had the Montreal aspect
started in
in it.
Montreal.
Like, you know, that's just what I'm saying. Like, you have the different aspect. It just doesn't feel like it was like, yo, Toronto. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody was trying to tell a Toronto story. It was just trying to tell a story that the settings were in Montreal
Because
and Toronto.
in real life, every Toronto story is actually a story of many different stories from different places.
Exactly.
Different things like that. So
Exactly.
it really does represent how Toronto is, right? And
Just-
so,
sorry to cut you because
Yeah.
you watched Top Boy. I'm pretty sure you watched Top Boy, right? This season?
no.
No, not yet. Well, Top Boy, like they have pretty much half of it's in London, and then the other pretty much important half is in Spain.
Oh, okay.
So they went to go even shoot there. So there's like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of storytelling, and the settings matter sometimes.
And a lot of like what allowed it to capture Toronto in its essence was Nem's ability to get people in, like Bizz, for instance, was not something that I wrote. That's Nem was able to get that cameo, and then we built a character around that. You know what I'm saying? Like the chromas, the everybody, bro.
Yeah.
Like the
So
World
really quick,
Order.
so talk about the casting. Like who
Yeah.
did it? Was it you
Oh,
and
no.
them doing casting, or
So we did Push was something that was developing for a couple years, bro, before it even got done. Like, sorry, we had like 2 or 3 casts, and it just never worked out like time wise for each cast, right?
okay?
Then we finally got this cast, and everybody was really, really serious about it, time wise and commitment wise.
So sorry,
Yep.
me being in friggin' fan mode of the show. Who did you have different characters for like Payday and like?
I'm not gonna say nothing about who not. Who,
Because I went like really quick in my head. I felt like Payday might have been first given to Jelly Two Fly. Nah.
When I wrote the character, I wrote her in thinking of Queen Latifah because of Set It Off, right? That dynamic, right?
Yeah.
Like the quiet one is her girlfriend, the gangster one, and the innocent one, Frankie,
Yeah.
and then her sister, which was Vivica Fox, who was a banker, but I made her a stripper anyway.
Yeah.
whatever, sex sells. But yeah, bro. But it was Nem who each time was able to build the cast. Like Nem's connections in this city and the respect that he has is like, because people will be like, Nem be like, yo, I'm there. Like, to have that much respect, and from people, it takes a lot of respect to have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
for sure.
shout out Nem. Like Push wasn't like a great story, but like Nem's ability to create the world and then have the cast and cast it like that, bro. That's
Over
what
the
made
top.
it what
That's
it
what
was.
took it. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
What was the hardest? What was your favorite and the hardest shots to film?
My favorite shot was when I shot a man like Joseph in the head. just because like everybody has that moment, they want to have that gangster moment. You know?
Yeah.
And because I was the writer, I could write it for myself. I could just make it happen, you know? And the hardest scene was getting murdered in the first scene. Not because I wanted to be around, because like, bro, like, so Nem made that blood. Like he made that homemade blood. Like it's like chocolate syrup. You have to ask him like food dye and something else. Like it was really good. So it was edible. It didn't stain. Like it was good. But it got it in my eye. It got it in my, and I had to hold it in my mouth for that. Yo, I said get out of here. And like, bro, like it's chocolate, so it's sitting in my teeth for like, like minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was like, and then I had to not breathe for a couple pan outs. And so yeah, that was the hardest shot right there, bro. But the best shot was shooting man like Joseph in the head.
And big up man like Joseph, because I seen he did like some behind the scenes directing for the last episode.
Yeah, and I'm working with him too on another show that's coming out. Everybody should go check out them ones.
Okay, him and Them Dogs had a show coming on.
No, so Them Dogs is in it too, though, right? So Tycoon Tax, he was really big still is in the battle rap scene. He wrote this really good show that he's developing, that he brought me on board with to creatively help, creatively.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly what I'm trying to say. And it's called Them Ones. Look that up on Instagram. And Dem Dog is in it. A man like Joseph is in it. And a couple new actors, like new faces are in it. So
We need more.
that's gonna be great.
We definitely need more of that for the city.
It's a comedy.
Just in general, I'm gonna tell you behind the scenes what the TV we'll work on it. We'll talk about it. But yeah, what else is going on with Push? So this is gonna be spoilers now. Like, if you don't want to know, if you haven't watched yet, go watch. Then come back to this part. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever. So obviously at the ending you die.
Yeah.
Nem's in wherever.
Yeah.
Payday gets arrested. Like, is there gonna be more? Are you guys gonna continue do spin-offs? Have it like the multi-power verse, push verse? You know what I'm saying?
So like, without saying too much, so that it obligates us to certain things, because we're still like very much so in the creative process of where it could or even may go, if it does go anywhere, right?
Sorry, so really quick too. Did you really die at the end?
Yeah, I'm dead. No,
You're
I'm
dead
Yeah,
officially this time.
it's not-
Okay. You're not like.
Yeah, I'm dead. I got shot in the brain. You know, I'm like, see you later. You know what I'm saying? Good night. Come back a little different. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, everybody thought Grimes was gonna come back at the end too. I'm like,
That's what I'm saying. Well,
Bro,
you died the
it
first
was
time.
a semi-automatic across the chest. I got shot in the back twice, once or twice at most.
You never know, man.
When you get brat, I don't know. But anyways, it could have happened, right? But so without saying too much to obligate us to something that we haven't even planned yet, though, there's obviously things that we could do. You know what I'm saying? The way me and them decided to end the story was in a way that if we do pick it up, like let's say with the bigger, like with funding or like through some sort of like streaming service or like, you know, maybe a movie, it's now all the pieces are set that we can tell a brand new story that people who are familiar with it would like, oh, yo, they would know, right? But like all the pieces are there, right? Like
Facts.
Payday's in jail. Silence just took out a cop. She shot. Angel's at the top of her shit with her sister. I'm out of the picture. Pesos is out there now.
You can directly continue it right there.
Yeah, and
Like,
be a brand new
right there,
story
yeah.
that people who are seeing it from that moment could still appreciate. But every other person who watched Push the movie, like the short film series, it's hard for me to say it myself, would appreciate, bro. You know?
Nah, man. Shout out Push. Shout out everybody that's behind Push, man. Make sure you guys go tap into Push.
One more question on Push also. The film festivals and stuff like that. Have you guys been considering like trying to enter like what you guys already have in the film festival and stuff?
I think Nem's been looking into that kind of stuff. I leave that stuff to Nem because Nem's really plugged in to that aspect of, you know, directing and stuff like that. Whereas I'm just doing all these different things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're more the writing.
Yeah, here's a script. I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? But Nem's the guy who has to make it all happen. So I think he's working on something towards that end. What I would like to see happen is the whole thing be put together, and now that it's finally done, and release that as a movie in itself, an entire movie. Take away the end, you know, the blackout ends, whatever.
Yeah,
Just
and put it together.
You know, maybe yeah, right, and kind of like re audio edit it to kind of be all together.
Also, too, you have the book.
Yeah.
What are some of the differences? I know you can't get into all of them, but what are some of the differences from the book than the movie? Maybe 1, 2 things that you can talk about really quick. That
yeah, I mean, like, so I got into some of the backstory, like for instance with Payday and Silence. I got into why they were so close in the book. Like Silence was at some sort of party, right? And she was heavily under the influence of alcohol, whatever. And some guys would drag her into the back room. And Payday saw that happening and was like, nah, bro. Didn't even know her at the time. Goes in there and just beats these guys half to death, like almost dead. And at that moment, Silence realized that she would no longer be a victim to nobody ever again. And that like her and Payday from that moment kind of grew together.
Proper.
And a lot of relationships start in trauma. People don't realize that, right? And
That's real shit.
A lot of people don't realize Push is about trauma in so many different ways, right? Like
everybody's been through it.
And see, that's the thing. So even when we're trying to tell a cool story about gangster shit, it's all about trauma because that's how we ignore what's really going on, bro. Like all of it is trauma. The continuing of violence is trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like when you're a niner and you get 9. I'm old. When you're in grade 9 and they initiate you or pick on you because you're in grade 9 and then you hate it, and then as soon as you're in grade 10 you're like, yo, come here, Niner, and
you
it's
do
just,
the same shit
because we can't help but perpetuate. You know what I'm saying?
Do the same cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Like that's
hurt people.
Yeah.
Cool, no?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna get a little mixy with you. Toronto bloggers. I want to believe it was sometime last year.
Yeah.
Bunch of their pages went down. Bunch of them, some of the biggest blog pages.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we hear there was a raid.
Mm-hmm.
Certain pages got shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know can't really talk about too much, but you had somewhat behind the scenes. You were working with, you know, the raids, or not working with the raids, but working with some of the people that got arrested.
Yeah.
I can say that, right? Yeah. So can you explain maybe what some of us, because, you know, I'm a fucking blogger. I be posting some of the shit that these guys be doing.
Yeah.
What are some of the things we got to watch out for? And can you even talk about that case? Or
see, that's the thing. So you want to be careful, right? Because to insinuate that there's something that you should watch out for would assume that what they did was a guilty act, right? So you want to be careful in how you're phrasing it.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So theoretically, the government, so I won't talk specifically about that, but I'll talk how the government, so the government or the crown or the prosecution, when they prosecute cases, they have a vested interest in certain protections for certain witnesses sometimes. And when their identity gets compromised, a lot of the times the witness either pulls out or the crown's case gets compromised. And they do not like that.
Facts.
Right? The government does not like to be undermined at all. So the crown will do, and there's laws and rules written against publication of certain materials in court, recordings of court and stuff like that. Each court session starts. Actually, now more than ever after that incident, every single court starts with a reminder that recording the hearing is against against the law, essentially. So what I would say to bloggers is, because obviously I wouldn't say only post what the news posts, because that would mean like you're always behind the ball in a certain sense. Like you want to be able to post sometimes your own information if you have breaking news, right? But always think about what it's doing, right? What that information, it's going to get the clout and the clicks, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What else happens after that? So
Facts.
if I say this person did that, how could this come back on me, right? So a lot of times you got to think of yourself, you got to think the same way a drug dealer does. You know what I'm saying? As a blogger, like when it comes to materials, like how could this come back on me?
Facts.
You know, I'm smarter, I'm better, I'm better tuned than most. So I would always shy away from posting anything that has to do with court proceedings, right? Especially live court, unless it's like American, because they're different. American allows for publication of like,
because even with Top5 situation, like I remember when he was going to court, I think like there's some kind of ban to his shit, right? Friday there was a publication ban because like, obviously it's a big deal and stuff like that. And at that time, like they were doing it through Zoom and shit like that. Yeah. So even when you have like, he's another situation I want to talk about. He's gonna be going through court soon. Should bloggers like stay away from like posting anything that like regarding his situation? Or
in this case, I would say post what the news posts. Simply because any information that you think you have that the news doesn't have, you shouldn't want to have at this point.
Facts.
Because that's not a good thing to have. It's there's a very fine line. See, nowadays it's different, right? Because with the media, social media, and like your inbox, for instance, is a lot like you having a little storage box in your room. That's how the government looks at it. So you think it's just your phone. The government looks like it's in your room. Yeah. It's on your person. You know what I mean? So
because how I'm thinking about it, like a lot of these guys want views and clicks. They're gonna go post a throwback of Top5.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all.
Is it though?
Yeah, because like you're not tampering with the current situation by, like, for instance, people were pumping R. Kelly's music while he was on trial. I mean, I know it's American, but
timestamp.
I mean, I'm
Friday,
just
really quick.
Don't say R. Kelly.
No. I'm talking about Top5 being on the run and them posting throwbacks.
Oh, like while he was on the run?
Yeah, that's a little bit different now. You're putting throwbacks of those situations. What they can use that, no?
The thing is like that's different than publicizing information that was meant to be private or public or publicizing actual court recordings. That's different than you as a blogger posting previous alleged criminal activity on on your blog, especially since it's not current, right? So like you're not posting him in jail, for instance. You're not having him on the line. I mean, I was watching some of the Clubhouse stuff, and I was like, you know, that's a little. You guys have top 5 in there? Didn't that happen? Like they called, called in on
he's
jail.
already arrested. Yeah, he was in jail. He was in jail. Yeah,
Still though, because like you're not supposed to facilitate. He could like go on there and say certain things. Is my point that only certain people understand what he's saying. That usually would never have happened because he doesn't have that ability to broadcast out.
Facts.
You can't call certain people, right? So this is how the Crown. I'm just saying how the Crown looks at it, dog.
Yeah, no, but that's what I want these guys to realize, right? When they're doing these things and they're going on live, I want them to realize how the Crown or anybody else would look at them, right?
Yeah.
Another thing too, you're a lawyer. Are you taking paralegal? Would you take Top 5's case?
Me personally, I couldn't as a paralegal, but if I was a lawyer, of course I would.
Outside of like the attention wise.
No, not even for the attention wise. I mean, everybody deserves a defense. Even the guiltiest among us deserve a defense. Otherwise, the entire legal system is a giant building, right? And you are a person, right? And unless people like myself or lawyers help you get up to that building and traverse it properly, the building will consume you. They're just, you're nothing.
True.
So it's like, to protect the innocent, we also have to defend the guilty. You feel me? So everybody deserves a defense. This is the problem I have with people, and they're like, "Yo, bail's the problem, bro." You have that attitude until, God forbid, you do something not in your, because everybody always imagines himself in the perfect person, right? Like I would never push an old lady until your mom's about to get shot and you need to push this old lady. You know what I'm saying? Or I would never hit a kid until your kid punches your kid in the face and you want to go knock that kid out. Everybody always describes himself in the future of a perfect self, right? So I went on their tangent again and screwed myself up. See, that's what happens when you smoke.
No, but for defending top 5,
yeah,
why you would take the case?
Yeah. So everybody deserves a defense is what I was trying to say with all of that. And so with top 5, regardless of what he did, if we don't protect people like him from a system that can consume him, then it can consume anybody. Like that's what I was saying about bail. So everybody has that attitude about bail until they're in bail court, and then they want to like go out, like I have these rights and da. But it's like, bro, nah, bro, stand on what you just said. Didn't you just say that guy? Oh, bail's too easy. This is why everybody gets out and shoots each other. You think JPs sit there and just go, yeah, you had a gun charge, whatever. You deserve bail. You think that's what it is? First of all, let me tell you something. When is anything to do with John Q. Public? When it's anything to do with a gun charge, it's called a reverse onus case. That means it's on you to prove why you should be able to be free. It's no longer on the Crown to prove why you're a danger, but it's up to you to prove why you're not a danger. That's a whole different level of standard of proof. So we think it's so simple for gun charges, but that's not the case. People have certain protections in this country that you will be afforded to if, God forbid, you ever find yourself in a situation, maybe not a gun charge or whatever, maybe something that you got drunk and everybody gets drunk and does something foolish. For everybody so against weed, right? You can drink a bottle and do some real damage to this world. Yeah. You smoke an ounce, you go in bed. Realistically, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we just got to be careful because the guy who gets drunk and does something stupid wants the same protections as the guy has the same protection as the guy who allegedly fired a firearm or whatever. And we have to protect both of them across the board. Otherwise, it's easy to just for all of it to get messed up. And then it's a kangaroo court. There's no precedent. There's no law. There's no nothing.
Nah, that's some real shit, bro.
So I have to be careful with all that.
When it comes to people's, like we were talking, just to rewind a little bit to, bloggers posting stuff that's already out kind of thing, right? If it's something that, like, let's say the artist, like since we're talking about top 5, right? He's posted a bunch of stuff while he's on the run, but he's posted it. And then the blogger's now reposted. Aren't we in the clear because it's something that's already been publicized by that person? Yeah,
so that's exactly right. So that's different than, like I said, publicizing a private or a non.
That's what I'm thinking.
Publicized on like a court proceeding, right? But yeah, if you're out here just reposting what he's already posted, the Crown would have a hard time arguing that, you are doing anything really illegal, but it could be argued in a certain sense that you are aiding and abetting certain behaviors. And let's say that video, for instance, like there's a lot of op music. So let's say that video is constantly like they took down that track Avengers.
Avengers Cave.
Yeah, they took
Rolex
it down
on me.
because of what it was saying, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. So there's also that, right? There's also, what if the clip is about something that is also provoking something else? Like everybody has to be careful. Like you become somewhat, bro. Like here, blogs don't realize, bro. Here's how it looks like in the courts. Like this guy says something, and then you're like, you yell it out what he just said, right? So then now you're culpable. Like you are a witness to what he just said in a certain sense. You feel me? And you're also advocate. You're blasting it out on a larger, like you're taking a megaphone and just like, yo, this is, dude got shot, and they're like, yo, now I'm wearing red shoes because haha, man's had blood on his shoes. Like, you feel me? And then they do that tongue-in-cheek shit I was talking about, where it's just like, who do you think he's talking about? Eyeball. Like, yo, that doesn't protect you, right? Like, so what I would say is, aside from those blogs, because innocent until proven guilty, the Crown's gonna have a hard time proving that those people actually posted that shit, because the way social media works, anybody can have access to your phone, and there's lots of people who work at these places, you know what I'm saying? So good luck with that. But aside from that, I would just say be careful, because the internet is not what we think it is anymore, bro. We play with the internet like what it used to be, and not realizing what it is now. You know what I'm saying? Like, mans will go to jail on your rap lyrics, dog. Like,
Fact.
they will use your video, bro. Like, mans will go to the hood and be like, yo, SK can't even say nothing no more. And then you'll be like, bro, Your Honor, you see here, right here, SK you talking about.
Fam, bloggers are getting arrested. What are you telling? Like, what? Like, when have we seen the day when bloggers are getting arrested? Bloggers are getting sued. Like, bloggers been getting sued, but there's a lot of crazy shit going on in the city, bro. Or just in general, the social media world. Like, it's crazy now.
We're not America. I think that's a lot of things people have to realize. We have different rules here. You feel me? So
Facts.
In America, you could talk about court case. Bro, I can watch court TV all day and watch mans jump over a thing and punch a judge, bro. Like, it's crazy in America. Canada, none of that, bro. No posting of nothing. So I would just be careful.
And that's for all court proceedings. There's not specific court proceedings in Canada. That's all court proceedings.
I'm sure there's some court proceedings that the judge can. So reporters can sit into court and listen in and report, right? But they can't record and publicize the recording. Right. But there is certain circumstances, I'm almost sure, where a trial can be publicized for whatever reason. Maybe it's high public interest or whatever it may be. But I don't know if that's the case for Canada. Can you guys think of any case in Canada that you saw be publicized on TV? Like the OJ, for instance, or like nothing like that?
Like usually from like what you're saying, because that's why they have like composite sketches instead.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Of like the actual video.
Because even the guy who was chopping people up in this pig farm, remember that? That wasn't on the news. Like, if that was America, that would have been
Bruce
like
McArthur wasn't.
Bruce McArthur wasn't on the news. Like, that would have been like primetime television. If that
they was on
America.
the news like when they were trying to find him and stuff like that. But his
So,
court proceeded. I don't even know. Did he? Yeah, he's been to court, right? No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah. He did. Yeah. I was in court one time at College Park when he popped up on the screen. Yeah. Trust me. He was in court. But yeah. So I would say in Canada, no. You're right. No proceedings. I would post nothing about court. Just stay away from court. Just stick to what you heard about from court. This is what I'm saying. On certain things, especially with murder cases and serious gun charges, stick to what the news tells you and just report the news. Just repost it and put your little logo on it or something. Like, that's better. That's safer. Trust me. You don't want to have your door knocked down because you posted the wrong video, bro.
Facts. Because it's really hard for the artists though, because you see like pretty much like all these artists now, they're coming from the streets, right?
Yeah.
So as street artists, they're gonna be rapping and doing a lot of shit, bro. So like, what's
that's the viciousness of the industry, brother. Because it's like, we talked about this earlier. The only way to be a rapper the only way to be taken seriously as a rapper is to do the shit. But doing the shit stops you from being a real rapper. So it's like this perfect dog chasing his tail, never getting no meal, right?
Fact.
You gotta.
It's hard, bro.
That's why like people like Pressa, shout out Pressa. I have a certain level of respect for, regardless of whatever you think of him from op shit or street shit or his personal life.
Glad y'all made it to the end of this video. And if you like this video right here, we got a couple more for y'all to choose from right here. And make sure to like and subscribe, okay? And make sure to share this video to a friend and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that the We Love Hip Hop Network is the leading network in Canada. Cheer!